Welcome back. It is time to do our electric stovetops. We're going to use a familiar recipe. If you've been with us through the bathroom cleaning, you know about this already. But I'm going to recommend a couple of little tweaks, optional tweaks. All right, so electric stovetops, if you have one, you know, you know the struggle. Funny story. So this oven, this stovetop, is not what I would consider ideal. I'd actually love to have a gas stove. But shortly after I moved into this house, after I bought this house, my very first Christmas, right before Christmas, like a week before, the oven died. And so you know what it's like the week before Christmas, right? You've like spent all your money. I had just bought a house. So I went and I bought like the next to almost cheapest oven that I could find. All right. So you're going to learn great things because of that, because I don't have a self-cleaning oven. So you're going to learn how to clean an oven naturally. But also, just not being able to get that gas stove that I really would have preferred. So electric tops are great for many reasons. They're certainly, convenient in many ways, but they can be really challenging to clean. And a lot of times we can get like little burn spots. You can get a little bit of buildup. So what we're going to use today to clean the electric stovetop is our trusty Thieves soft scrubber, right? So we're going to be making this with Thieves cleaner. If you don't have Thieves cleaner yet, if we haven't convinced you yet to get this, then you can actually use vinegar in place of that. It's going to give you a different smell. And quite frankly, the Thieves cleaner actually cuts through things better. And it has the same cleansing properties. Okay, so if you're worried about germs, if you're worried about bacteria or any of that, same or better than vinegar. Okay, and you can Google that. I think there's still some studies out there that haven't been taken down about thieves and different types of bacteria. All right, so I'm just going to you have the measurements for this in the recipe. I don't measure ever. So I'm going to put some baking soda in my little dish. And again, you can make this up in advance and use a little vegetable glycerin to keep it from hardening. I tend to just make it as I need it. I'm putting 1 cupful of Thieves household cleaner. And then I put a little squirt of the Thieves dish soap. Okay, this also gives the grease cutting benefits, and it also gives us that, it takes the place of Castile soap, basically, is what that does. And I need a little more, and we'll be good to go. Now, if you really have a lot of caked on, I don't know, let's say you were cooking for a holiday and you had a lot of spillovers and you have a lot of those burn marks, then you could add a couple drops of lemon essential oil. Okay, we're going to use this a lot in the kitchen. Lemon's great for cleaning. Purification is great for cleaning. Thieves essential oil blend is great for cleaning. So whenever we're adding, if you don't have lemon, you could use Purification or Thieves. In some of the recipes, we'll use peppermint. So, you can mix up a little bit, and also mix up based on your smell preference, what you love smelling. But we're going to take, look, just till it's like a toothpaste or a frosting, okay, consistency. And then with a dry sponge, because we don't really want to water this down, and we don't want to disperse it too much, right? I think that's the word. So and this is a semi-dry sponge. You want to start a new sponge. We're just going to spread that on the stovetop. Okay? And you can spread it just where you have issues, or you can do your whole stovetop. So if you just have burn issues, I should have told you, if you don't have any burn issues and you don't have any crud to get off, then you can just use your Thieves household cleaner. Spray the stovetop and wipe it down, right? Easy, awesome cleaner. Amazing. All right. But what I'm teaching you right now is when you've had some spillovers, you've had something that's boiled over and left some marks, right? Or you just have some buildup that you want to get rid of. Okay, so generally for me, that's going to be around the burners. Like I don't really have those issues in the middle, right? It's usually going to be right where the burners are. So I'm going to put, hopefully you can see that, right? I'm going to put a nice film on there. Dun, dun, dun. And then I'm going to let that dry, okay? So I'm going to come back after it's dry and show you what I do next. Okay, I'm back. So it takes probably about 30 minutes. I would say 30 to 40 minutes for that to fully dry. So I just made myself a cup of tea. And there's still a couple of spots that are maybe a little bit, there's a little bit of moisture still in there. But basically what you're looking for is the idea that when you run your finger over it, it doesn't move. Okay? So if you are just trying to check to see if it's dry enough, typically I would do this like in the evening and, maybe we're watching a show or something. So I just put it on there, leave it on there, and then I might not come back to it for an hour or two. But if you're like dead set on doing it as soon as you possibly can, just test it and make sure that there's not a lot of soft, gooey stuff. All right, you want it to have dried and hardened because that's really what's going to give you the cleaning power. Okay. Now, typically I would use a cloth, a cleaning cloth, but today I'm going to use a paper towel just because I want you to be able to see the contrast of what actually comes off of the stove. And all I'm going to do is take that paper towel and I'm going to start to rub that, hardened soft scrub, right? And this isn't going to damage your stovetop. That's what's great about it. It doesn't have any harsh chemicals, no chemicals at all. So you're not breathing in any toxins. You're not putting any toxins on your stovetop to be heating up later on when you're cooking things, right? So it's all natural cleaning. All right, so you're just going to do that. And mine wasn't super dirty, but can you see that? What came off of that? Okay, and I probably cleaned this yesterday just with the thieves cleaner, but I cook a lot. I do a lot of cooking. So, all right, and then same thing on these other ones. You're just gonna scrape that. This one was a little soft. See how easy, and you don't hear that scraping sound. So that one I probably could have waited a little bit longer. Yeah, not too much on that one. Probably this back burner. I use this back burner the most. So this will probably be the dirtiest. And, depending on how long you go, just like with every other cleaning job, the more you stay on top of it, the less work you're going to have to do, right? So if you do this once a week, if you need to, right? If you're not using your stovetop, then you're not going to need to clean it that often. Ah, there we go. See that? Can you guys see that? Ooh, yuckies. All right. So, and that's it. I'm doing the last little burner. Okay, easy, easy, easy. And then once I've done that, once I've scrubbed out all that baking soda, then I can take a wet sponge and just wipe the rest of that off. Okay, and then usually what I'll do is I'll wipe this with the wet sponge, get the any baking soda that's left, any of that soft scrub that's left, I'll get that off, and then I'll just spray it down with my thieves cleaner and wipe it with a cloth. And that's it, all right? So if you wanna zoom in a little bit and see, those burners are all clean. They still have some wiping to do for sure, but really easy. Not a ton of elbow grease involved. Not, it's not hard to do as long as you have the patience, right? So to put that on and then to leave it until it's dry. That's the key, all right? So that's your little tip today on how to naturally clean your electric stovetops. If you have any really burnt on areas, so after you do that, if you find that there's still an area that has a little bit of something, just put another layer of paste on that, just on that spot, and add a drop of lemon essential oil, okay? But hopefully that was helpful for all of you today. And I think the oven is coming up next. Stay tuned.